Hey guys, I thought I would show you how I go about installing Git on a Windows machine. So before you install Git, it's probably a good idea to check and see if it's already installed. And I think Macs it might come already installed on Macs, usually not on Windows machine. And you can see here's a Windows desktop, and we would check that by opening a command prompt, and you can do that by clicking on the Windows button and typing in command, and you'll see there's an application called Command Prompt. In a Mac, you would open a terminal, and this shows you the folder that this command prompt is opened up in, and so this would be in a folder called Users Paperspace. Paperspace is a remote computer. This site lets you set up computers with different specifications. Some people use this for data science, machine learning projects because you can kind of set up a computer that might have a lot more capabilities than the one that you might own at home. But this is a nice platform for just having a computer to run. And I have set this one up so it's got Windows and it doesn't have anything installed on it yet. So to check if you have Git installed, you're going to open up the command prompt and type in the command git space dash dash version, and you'll notice that it doesn't recognize that. So that lets me know that Git is not installed on this machine yet. In your assignment, I gave you the address to go to, which is this git-scm.com downloads. So I'm going to open up in the Windows machine. I'm going to open up a browser window and go to that address. And you want to download the version for your operating system. This detected that this is on a Windows machine, and I'm going to go ahead and download that, and we're going to download the 64-bit version. Any modern Windows machine is probably going to be a 64-bit, so you're pretty safe to download that one. And once that's downloaded, we're going to run this installer. And give you some information. We'll hit next. It's going to give us a file that it's going to install this in. That works. We can hit next, and we should be able to just use the default values here. Oh, what did that say? Oh yeah, that's just fine. And it does ask you what default editor you want to use. And Vim is something that you'll find on Linux machines. If you're on a Windows machine, it really doesn't matter what you put here, but because we're not going to use an editor that much. On Windows, you could pick Notepad. I don't know if Macs have Vim, but again, it really doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and select Notepad because I know that's on every Windows machine, and just hit next, and then let Git decide. And I think I would actually override the default branch name and use this one called main. It used to be that they used the word master for the main repository branch, and they've gotten away from that language, and so they typically use main. So if you have this option, I would go ahead and override the default branch name and use this one that says main. and I would stick with this default of using Git from the command line and also the third-party software. And again, we're just going to go with the bundled OpenSSH. It's not going to really affect us much. We're going to use this default also. And again, we'll just go with the defaults. We're not going to be using this terminal, but we can leave the default as it is. And we don't need any of the experimental options, then we can hit install. So there are a few options there, with the exception of choosing the main repository to use the name main. We've gone with the other default settings. And we don't really need to see the release notes. We can just click finish when this is done. And at the end, you do want to confirm that it did install, so we'll go to the Windows button again, type COM for command prompt, and we'll try our command again, git -- version. And you'll see now that it recognizes that and tells us what version of Git has been installed on this machine. For your assignment, you just want to take a screenshot of this. So I'm going to hit Windows Shift S, and we'll take a screenshot of that button, and you're going to want to turn that in for your assignment that it shows that Git is installed on this machine. I hope that helps with this assignment to install Git, and we'll talk to you later.